Good morning, everyone. Welcome to, I guess this is episode 3 now, of the book writing montage where I write my book in the least montage format. Now, I got some grand news this episode as well. Okay, last episode I mentioned how I was able to do this now, which is absolutely amazing. But, this can't be everything, okay? So we have more this episode too. I figured out how to get desktop audio on here. So, yep, right now, it's pretty quiet, like you can't hear anything. But now if I you should you should be able to hear that, and you can hear each keyboard clack I do now. That's right. Okay, hold on. So if I this is gonna mess up what it looks like for a bit, but that's fine. That's fine. It's just to prove a point. Yep, you can definitely hear that. It's picking it up. We got keyboard sounds now. Isn't that just amazing now that you can hear everything I'm doing? I think it's absolutely hilarious. And not only that, but we can also I don't know, play some background music to where it's like also here. However, I would either turn that down a lot or go here and see if I can turn down the audio in general. Is that a thing? Please tell me it is. It's got to be a thing, right? I don't know. Either way, we have it. Maybe I could just have it in a different page than this playing, because then I can actually like control the audio along with every whoosh sound effect that you could hear at this moment while I'm searching through it. Hold on, let's see. If we were to go to copyright free, because I sure do love not getting copyright strikes. I'm just saying. Like background music. I could go to here, which is 12 hours long. I don't think we're ever gonna make it past that part. Sorry. That was a bit loud. That was a bit loud. Let's turn that down a bit. Let's see. That's still kind of loud. Okay. It's fine. We can just turn the stuff down in general. Yeah, we'll work on it, okay? We'll work on it. But we have it now, we can have this stuff, and we can also write at the same time. We'll see. I don't know what this sounds like in the video. I think I can actually, like, if I stop talking, I can monitor it. Oh, snap. Okay, yep. That's definitely just me learning there. I accidentally just turned turned monitor on, and it made me able to hear it, but it hears the desktop. So when I monitor the desktop and the desktop makes noise, then it monitors that as well. So it just did that. Anyway, I guess we could just leave this on. Maybe see if we can turn it down a bit or something. I don't know. I like it. We'll turn it, because by the looks of it, it's matching my voice, and I don't really like that very much. So we'll just keep it down. We'll keep it down a bit, okay? So then, like, you can hear it, but my voice is ultimately on top of it. Anyway, last time we left off, we did some writing. I haven't been doing any writing off camera, except, there used to be a comma right here, but I promptly got rid of it. Other than that, we did nothing else. Last time we left off, Sona was doing a flashback sequence, and their past Sona and Johnson were talking in a car, and Sona just phased into the car. Present day Sona phased into the car to listen to what was going on. So let's start from there. Also, let's remember to turn this on. Let's go for 15,500. We're gonna do 500 words here. You know, of course, we're just gonna do hour of writing. That's how it's gonna work. But yeah, maybe we'll do 16,000. So let's do this, now that we have our background music and everything. Yeah, hold on, let me... Here, let me, I'm gonna turn up keyboard sounds, because while I like the music, I also want to make you guys have to listen to my keyboard sounds, okay? You will listen to every click that I type in on this keyboard, if it's the last thing I do. Let's try that. Let's try that. Hopefully this will work. Let's see. Can you truly hear it? A little bit. You can hear it a little bit. It's not the best, especially when this is still really loud. Honestly, it's quiet, but it's kind of loud, let's be honest. We'll see. We'll work with it. We'll work with it. We have it. Let's get started in writing now, because we've already spent 7 minutes just talking about this. Let's get into it. Okay. Now, what we do here, we have a conversation between past Johnson and Sona, which... Let's see. We left off, you can tell me in the car. It was clear that he was in a rush for something, or was just really worried about something. We see something twice. So I'm going to remove for something here, so that it's not repetitive. Sona says, "Are you okay?" Which then Johnson replies, "Me, of course. You should be worried about yourself," which he probably should be. But we'll see. He stepped into the car and past Sona and went into the shotgun seat. Present day Sona just phased into the car. I think Sona at this point would reply back just saying, "You just seemed very worried about something." You just seem very worried. We'll just say that. I don't want to say about something too many times. Yeah, you know what? We'll turn this down real low. I don't want it to overpower anything. I want it to be like, if I'm not talking, that's when you can barely hear it. Okay. Well, this is definitely going to be an experience where I'll have to just watch the premiere and see how it sounds like. We'll see how it turns out. Okay. So, you just seemed very worried. And I think at this moment, Johnson is going to pull out to the remote. pulled. Because, now they're inside the car. Wait, hold on. Does Johnson know that Sona knows? I don't think Johnson knows that Sona knows. Hold on, we have to veto this, actually. Johnson doesn't know that Sona knows that she's a robot yet, so he doesn't need to use the device yet. He might be able to salvage it. So we're gonna ask. Especially when Sona's all, like, not caring about the injury at the moment. It's like, oh, don't worry. Just worried about you. If I can spell about, of course. Haha. And then, at this point, John to be like, what was it that you were wanting to tell me? Because he wants to listen, and be like, okay, did she find out she was a robot? Let's see. I think imagine if I do get copyright striked from this. I mean, by the looks of it, it's trustworthy. It's not copyrighted, but yeah. Don't worry, I was just worried about you. What was it you were wanting to tell me about? Johnson said, well, I feel like taking notice to the injury. Now, I think this is a very key point in the story because, the difference between now and the mountain trip, both of them, she gets injured. Well, I'm sure one was a lot more minor than the other. I would say, it's a huge difference because, she's the same age in both the mountain and this right now, but Johnson decides that he's going to remove her memory on this one and not the mountain trip. And I think the main reason for that is because Jake knew, Sona's best friend Jake knew that Sona was a robot when they went to Johnson this time. So, he couldn't remove the memory Jake had, so he kind of had to just let it happen. But, of course, Johnson is also thinking, you know what, maybe this is a good thing. Maybe she should just know she's a robot. I think that's what's going through Johnson's head at the moment. But here, he's just like, another day with it, just remove her memory. He's kind of getting into, just muscle memory at this point. If you're a high school student, it's not like she's a kid anymore. So, if you're a high school student, and you just, tore open your thumb, and it's just parts in there, that's, I feel like you wouldn't want to, verbally speak it, why do these robotic parts are in my thumb? You'd probably say, what is this? You'd avoid giving it like a title or confirming that is what you're seeing. It's like I'll say Sona saying like, what does this mean? Sona showed the injury to Johnson. It stopped hurting. After a while, but it's a scary sight, yeah. We do have back-to-back book writing premieres happening. They should be happening every Saturday or so, but I just had to catch up a bit, so yeah. I think Johnson would be comforting, so it's like, it's okay to be scared. It's a scary thing. But it's nothing to worry about. Yeah, and I think it'll stop there, and it'll be Johnson then pointed the device at Sona. We're definitely going to need to like reread this part in the end because this is going to be a confusing thing to read. We're at a confusing part of the of this whole thing. Johnson pointed the device at Sona and pushed the button. Present day Sona watched the whole thing unfurl. That's a word, right? Unfurl from the back seat. And in the previous part, I want to have this be stay like it is. Didn't in the last flashback, didn't everything freeze? Everything had frozen in place. Yeah, all the ambient sound and everything, it was gone. So we'll do that again. Everything froze in place again. The sound of the car running was silenced. What other background noises would you hear in a car? I feel like that would probably be it. Also, this is a part that's going to be confusing. If she phased through the car, when does she sit in it? You know, like, would she be able to sit in it, or would she just fall through the car? And that, I don't really have an answer for, so we're just going to ignore it and pretend it wasn't there. That's a future problem. It doesn't matter. So let's keep writing. 100 words so far. We can do 1,000, maybe 2,000. I don't know. Let's get into it. What should happen next? I feel like Sona is going to walk out the car. because with all these flashbacks, it's like you have to leave it. You know, you have to. There's like a door that opens somewhere, or a staircase. It's gonna be the same here, even though it is the last one. This is the very last one. Key moment though. Um, ooh, yes. So in, I believe, chapter 2 or the end of chapter 1. Yes, end of chapter 1. Sona is complaining to her dad Johnson because she's like, you didn't tell me that I forget things sometimes, you know? And this is Johnson trying to cover up like the whole she's being a robot thing and she's having her memories removed. And he's like, okay, you forget painful memories because that you have a condition or something like that. So Johnson's just trying to make up an excuse. And Sona's upset of like, why didn't you tell me this before? And then he's saying like, I told you many times, but you always forget. I might talk about this in the first episode, but just in case. And he says, what was the first memory? He said the first memory that you no longer remember was the one with your mother. Now, Sona's mom died in a car crash, and it was her first memory of it being forgotten when she was a robot. However, the first memory in here, in this chapter, it was when she was a girl and she was picking up groceries. So it's different, and I think Sona's going to take notice of that, and I think she's going to take notice of it now. She stood up and left the car. In that order. I don't know. It's a second draft. We can put funny things in here. She can phase through the car. It's fine. Looking around, it was clear that everything outside was frozen too. And now we don't have to discern between present day and past, Sona. What should happen? I'm thinking this is the very last memory, so by now she should be phasing back into the real world and not in a flashback sequence. But I feel like something should happen first. Oh yes, we already said, I forgot. She's going to take notice of... would she say it out loud or would she say it in her head? Let's say... more whole. It's not fully full, or I guess whole, because she doesn't have all the memories yet. Some of the memories are locked away. Okay, sorry, I just had some internal thought there. But say her body felt more whole. She's seeing all her memories. She couldn't help but notice that something seemed, something felt wrong. And then we're gonna have a italics moment, which is like her thinking internally. I'm missing a memory, aren't I? I think we'll leave it at that. I'm missing a memory, aren't I? She turned around and the whole world vanished from her. And I want to say she put herself in a gray void. Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. Can I try to find it myself? We're having a moment where I remember last episode I was saying how she has the ability to change her programming as long as she's aware of it. I don't want to go too into depth here, but now that she's aware of her like memories and all, she's gonna be like more proficient in changing the code that she's written on. It's gonna be a evolution thing we'll see here, or character development. Can I try to find it myself? It being the memory. And I want to read something real quick that I wrote before. Um, before the memory sequence, she had a if you remember, every time she loses her memory, she has a nightmare that happens with this shadowed figure, which we'll see later and we'll talk more about later. But here, there's this little in the gray space. There's a white paper that seemed to glow. She grabbed from the sky and began to read the small print, she being Sona, or at least whatever text wasn't torn or smudged. Memories that have been stored away can be restored to the robot's memory. If you say the correct keywords, the machine will enter a trance and its conscience will be sent to the subconscious where it will begin to regain the memory. Now, this paper is it's like a piece of paper from like the manual of Sona or Project Pneumatic. And so this was something that was going over memories, and I feel like we should have another piece of paper come up. I feel like she'll think back. Let's pull out the paper again. Let's say the paper reappears. She looked through the gray. Do I type gray in British or American? Okay. Yep, American. Got it. We need to stick with that because I keep on messing up with this, and we need to stick with it. It's American. We need to be American here. She looked through the gray void she had found herself in at the beginning of this journey through her subconscious. A paper reappeared in front of her. And I'm just going to copy paste, just copy it. I have it written in Patrick's hand. When it comes to stuff, I like Patrick's hand as a font. I think it works well. It said before. Did the last time. If you say the correct keywords, the machine will enter a trance. And these need to be in single quotation marks. Can I say these keywords? Let's see. Sona could how about instead of can I, should we say do I know these keywords? And then Sona could feel her mind open up to her. No, I don't think that should be reworded like that. I feel like these words that come to her mind, whenever a memory wants to be restored to her, they have to say like a key word. If we look at this chapter, chapter 5, or actually a little bit before that, Johnson here, he says like, okay, you want to regain all your memories? Let's do this. Sona, regain memory all 2. It's like, you know, there's keywords here. All 2, there's, say, regain memory. It's... Yep, so that all happens. But... Okay. But I want it to be like she can tell that the words would only bring her to the memories she had just seen, but one. Okay, now this is a really interesting moment because it's told in third person, and the third person narrator just lost his word thought, but I like it. We'll keep it. She said aloud. Nope, not the gay. The gray void filled up with memories of her life now and in the past. She could see moments of her in school or at home or at vacation. But she didn't care for them at the moment. Where can I find the older memories? Okay, hear me out here. So you know how if you're looking back through memories, it's called a flashback? Now hear me out, but like when I'm picturing all the memories being in this gray void with her, I feel like they should be like memory flashcards. If you're getting what I'm picking up. They're like memory flashcards. It's like they're like memory cards, yeah. feel like we should bring attention to that, like all the memories. And in the recent past. All of them in the form of screens or flashcards of memory. I like that idea. As if she was scrolling through the cards. Eventually, they stopped on some memories of when she was a kid. Okay. The place where she was at in the memories didn't look like her hometown anymore. Where does she live? I know. Will you know? Not really. I know where in the world she lives. It won't ever be said in the book, though. Where we'll have to specify where her young self was in the memories didn't look like her hometown anymore. The place had a lot more trees. Or screen. Even if it was a suburban neighborhood. I wonder if like a GeoGuessr player could read a book and like listen to the character describe where they're at and see if they could just like, and of course it'll have to be based off real world locations, but I wonder if the GeoGuessr player could just be like, okay, in this book, just flipping through some pages here, and it's just like, oh, yep, got it. It's got to be Ohio. It's got to be nope, just kidding. It's Kentucky. Final guess. Fun fact, I also know what this place is, and it is not Kentucky. However, you will know what this place is in the future of the book. Even if it was a suburban neighborhood. Okay, let's keep writing here. Oh, what just happened? We're good, okay. No, stop breaking, stop breaking, stop breaking. What do you mean encoding overload? Don't overload. I don't want you to overload. How do we stop it from overloading? Okay, I think that should hopefully fix it. I'm going to cut down some files or some tabs. Hopefully that fixes the encoding problem. But yeah. Okay. Let's see. Even if it was a suburban neighborhood. One memory she found showed a young Sona sitting in the back seat of a car. Out. To a large building. She looked sad, but Sona didn't know. Or no, rephrasing. I want to say Sona could hear the thoughts of the girl. Although it was minimalistic. Home. This was my old home, Sona said out loud, this time. Or should we say Sona spoke to herself. Continued looking through all the memories. But couldn't find what she was looking for. Where's the memory of my mom? Back tears. If you're an audio only listener, I'm sorry. I'm just writing and like I'm kind of silent at the moment because I'm just like writing here, but yeah. Yep, so at the moment, Sona here is just looking through these old memories. She's trying to find a memory that she no longer remembers of when her mother died. And she wants to see that memory, but she can't find it. Why is there another quotation mark there? That's not right. As if responding to her words, the gray void brought out one more memory. But it was locked. And it darkened. It has to be this one. Open this memory. The paper glowed brightly in her pocket. It highlighted the words, if you say the correct key words. Now, very well, Sona could change her programming and decide, I don't need this. I don't need to say the correct keywords anymore. I just want to open it. However, Sona herself does not know that she can do this yet, so I'm going to veto that. She's not going to do that because she doesn't know she can. And out of all my writing, I just want to point this out. I don't want my characters to seem dumb. So if they can do something and they know they can, and it's going to be good for them, they're going to do it. I mean, like, there's nothing stopping them. But here she doesn't know that she can change her programming, but she will learn it eventually. So let's keep going here. Oh, it's overloading again. Okay. Say the correct keywords. Oh crap. Does it open up work? She screamed. Show me the memory. I need to see it. Nothing happened. Sona fell to the floor and cried. When she opened her eyes again, she was... where was she actually? Hold on. We need to check this. This is me. I'm trying to write her to where, like, she's out of the memory place now. She's in the real world. No more dream sequence, okay? Was she, like, sitting? Was she standing? Are memories that are removed from me gone forever? No. Yeah, she wants the memories back. Yeah, so she is sitting in a chair. Yeah, she could see that she was standing up, although she used to be sitting down. Okay. So then let's go back down. She's now, instead of lying on the floor crying, she's now sitting up. She was sitting up, and she was back in her room. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I am not in the mood to write a scene with both Sona and Johnson in the same room. So, Johnson, although he used to be in the room, I'm going to say during the memory sequence, he just left, okay? I feel like having Johnson in the room would break the mood. So, Johnson's not in the room anymore. She was sitting up, and she was back in her room. Tears were still on her face. And that's going to be the end of this chapter. Okay, chapter 6. Heading 1. Chapter 6. What should we call this chapter? What do we think it's going to happen in this chapter? So, let's see. Chapter 3 was... Chapter 3 was she finds out she's a robot. Fully, like no denying it now. She's a robot. Chapter 4 is when she's going through her school day, knowing that she's a robot, to try and just readjust to the whole thing. Chapter 5 is just a dream sequence of her going through like all her flashbacks, and also that dream sequence with the it's a phantom robot. I never showed it, but if we go to the very front here, I have this. This is it's something, okay? It was supposed to be this like shadowy figure with these glowing red eyes. And it's done really poorly, okay? It makes you think something and it's not that. But it's supposed to be this humanoid figure with these glowing red eyes, and it's this shadowy figure, and in these dream sequences it's chasing after Sona. And in chapter 5, Nightmares and Memories, she goes through another dream sequence before the memories and finds out that the shadowy figure is there also, and then she finds out that the shadowy figure is actually a robot. It's this weird robot that um has been chasing after her for some reason. Now, I have a comment here which is showing that this place where this nightmares take place is Innovative Robotics, which is a company that I have made up. And I explain how I should probably change that, but it's not said here that it's Innovative Robotics, so I don't see a purpose of getting rid of it. But yeah, she realizes that the shadow is a machine. She realizes that it was created. She goes to the Grey Void. Flashbacks. That's what happened in Chapter 5. Chapter 6 is what's next. And we're going to stop there, honestly. Chapter 6 is where we're going to stop. So, what did we do this episode? We got some more writing done. Sure, it was only 600 words, which is less than last time. But honestly, it felt like we got more done this time than we did last time. We also got some beats here, which we're playing in the background. We'll see how that turned out in the video when the premiere comes out. But we managed to get chapter 5 done. That's awesome, honestly. Chapter 5 is done. We're on chapter 6. I believe chapter 6 is when they're gonna like start thinking about heading to Innovative Robotics, which I'll go into depth with what that is inside the book as well. We're getting more writing down. I feel like I'm excited to be writing right now. I'm going to, with how I have things set up now, I am able to just write whenever and then stitch the semi videos together to 1 hour long, which will really help with me just getting in the rhythm of writing. So this is great. Uh, yeah, we'll see how this goes then. This is going to be the end of this. Hope you have a good day, everyone.